Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Amateur Podcast. Once again, this is Thaddeus, and I am joined by
Daron.
Daron.
Yes.
Welcome. This should be a fun episode. We got a lot of juicy tea to talk about, to discuss. First and foremost, how was what is today? Wednesday. I gotta take the trash out after this. Today's trash
I
day.
did that. I did that yesterday. I'm in the future for you.
Okay. But how was your day though?
Well, it was a very stressful day at work, and then I came
You
home and
you
it was a
too,
stressful day.
huh?
Yeah.
My day was cool. Um I am making a job change and my last
Yes.
day is in 2 days. So with how important my position is at my current job, you can imagine the chaos that might be going on in there right now. And today wasn't any different. It's kind of been like that for the past week or so. Um, it's been one of those weeks, I tell you. It really has. Um,
Well, unfortunate to hear, but
yeah,
that's kind of what happened.
I did
That
catch
means you were
some.
about it.
I
Mhm.
caught some Dave and Buster's after work though. That was cool.
Okay, weird, but okay.
What do you mean weird? I went with my coworkers after work.
Oh, okay. I thought you just went by yourself. I was gonna be like,
Even
okay.
if I did go
Oh,
out by
weird.
myself, what you gonna do? Judge me because I want to
Yes.
have some fun, some physical
No,
fun?
that's like saying that's That's no, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that's like a little awkward because you went by yourself, but
You
you
know
didn't go
they
by yourself.
okay, but they sell alcohol. Like,
Exactly. It makes even more awkward.
but people
Any other bar, you could
have.
have chosen a million bars. You said nope. I'm gonna go to the one that's themed around kids and drink by myself.
I
Awkward.
mean, if you are a young adult who is also a child at heart, I feel like that's the perfect place to go if you just
No,
had a stressful day at work.
I don't judge people for anything, but
You know
that's a
what?
little bit awkward,
Whatever. That's all I have to say.
a little bit weird.
A little bit judgmental. Hmm. Well, today on today's show, show like we on camera show.
I mean, same thing, same thing.
Um,
Audio
so
experience.
we're going to talk about a few things. So one, I love shopping.
Shop till you drop.
Um, you know, I'll get there in a couple seconds, in a couple of minutes. But I do want to today we want to talk a little bit about the impending student loan chaos that's
Mhm.
kind of draped all over this country for obvious reasons. Duran, with
Well,
both me and you being college graduates, of course we are
we're
no stranger to it.
yes.
Um, the other thing too, and this should be a little bit more of I guess, a more fun conversation is, basically about counter offers you get. Counter offers when you leave a job and, your job makes that last effort to try to keep you
Hmm.
by counter offering. So we want to talk a little bit about if that's something that should be accepted, and if not, what circumstance would you have to be in for you to actually go against your own rule and accept it? Um, but before we get started, I love shopping. I really do. Weird question, Dawn.
Hmm.
What's your favorite store?
I don't even have to think too hard about this. It's definitely Barnes and Noble. I could stay in, like
Okay,
I could live there.
you're
I
gonna
can
hate me for this, but I thought you were gonna say Walmart.
I hate Walmart.
I
You don't
cannot
understand
stand Walmart.
Walmart. I can't stand Walmart.
I can't. I
I'm
don't like
sorry.
Walmart either.
I'll
Um,
go in there and grab a couple things, but and they got low prices, so I'll go in there and grab a couple things. But I don't want to spend any time in there. Anytime I go there, I'm like, I'm here for the necessities. I'm getting my stuff. I'm leaving by. I don't even. In fact, I don't want to be seen here. No, I'm kidding. But that same vibe of I'm not. But anytime I go to Barnes and Noble, it's like it's just chill, man. It's kind of just relax. get some books if you want. If you don't, just chill and enjoy our atmosphere. And I'm like,
Off topic, but y'all just missed me running to the kitchen to turn the stove off because I forgot a pizza in there.
say, what the heck?
Oh my God.
But
Um,
yeah, yeah, Barnes and Noble is like a chill vibe, but
I freaking
Walmart is
love
like
Barnes and
let
Noble.
me grab my stuff and run. Like I don't want nobody to know I was here. No.
Um,
But and the crazy part is I don't feel the same way about Target at all. Target is one of the stores where I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take my time.
you know why.
What?
You
What?
know
Why?
exactly. Come on now.
Why?
You
Explain
know
it.
why.
Explain it, because I don't know why. No, I don't.
It's for the same reason
Explain it.
why there's for the same reason why there's some neighborhoods that you would rather not live in
Are you
versus
saying
others.
Target is? Are you saying Target is usually in nicer neighborhoods than Walmart? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm
saying?
saying forget the neighborhood of the store. I'm saying it's for the same reason why you would not want to live in certain neighborhoods versus living in others.
Okay. All right, I got you. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, but
I mean, come on. We all know Walmart's kind of on the ratchet side. We know that.
it doesn't have to be. That's the crazy part. I don't know. It doesn't have to be.
I feel like it's getting a little better though. I don't know. Maybe
How?
Walmart's starting to. I don't know. I know this is going to sound really bad, but they raised their prices a bit. And like when you raise your prices, you basically force certain people out. So, yeah.
It's okay. I'm not. We're not gonna touch on that. But
So my favorite store, hmm,
yeah, but yeah. What's you? What's your favorite store?
it's
That's mine.
hard. Barnes and Noble's definitely up there. Honestly, I would probably say Target's my favorite store. I
Wait,
love.
wait, wait. What about Starbucks? Starbucks counts as a store.
Does Starbucks count as a store? I don't.
Is what are you gonna tell me? It's a restaurant?
Okay, the thing is, if Starbucks ceased to exist right now, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
If Target ceased to exist right now, I would be very disappointed because I do a lot of shopping here. Like a
I
lot.
would be very. You and everyone else. You and everyone and their mother would be disappointed.
Well, they also have a Starbucks in basically every Target, so I don't really.
See, see, I like that too. And they have, you know what else they have inside of, a Starbucks inside of Barnes and Noble. Why? I don't know. I think it's something about those stores that just have a good atmosphere. Who's on Starbucks marketing team? Because I think they're doing a pretty good job. Like they're like, Walmart, no, you're not allowed. No, 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 no.
What I will tell you, one store that I used to hate, and it's growing on me. Now I don't know if it's growing on me because I'm growing up, but I used to hate Aldi with a passion. Um, I feel like their marketing has changed a bit, but honestly, they're cheap. Like their prices are like
You're
unforgivable.
you're absolutely on your own on that. I used to love Aldi. I was like a child, and I'm like, we're going to Aldi. Like I'm so yeah, I literally loved it
Why?
because they have the like the carts where you put the little quarter in,
That
and
is that's like part of the reason why I never liked Aldi when I was young. Because
what
so
are you
obviously
talking
when
about?
you go food shopping, right? If 9 times out of 10, when you're a kid, it's your parents dragging you to with you, right? So that's already number
Right.
one. You're going somewhere you don't really want to be, right?
What again? Exact opposite. I
And
really
then
wanted to go food shopping.
and then
I don't
well,
know.
hold on. And then most of the time, it's your mom. It's well for me, it was my mom dragging us. So obviously she don't plan on carrying anything. So whether she got four sons, two sons, one son. It doesn't matter. Whoever's with her is carrying the bags, not her, right?
Right.
So I gotta push the cart, more than
Mm-hmm.
likely, right? I gotta carry everything from the car from the thing to the car. Then I gotta return the cart, and then it's just
I, w-
so
I
much.
want.
Oh, and not to mention, and this is kind of still standard to today, but I don't like how small Aldi is. Like when you compare it to
Yeah,
like
it's kind
Wegmans
of tiny.
or like a
Yeah,
Stop and
any other
Shop,
store. It's
John, yeah,
tiny. Their
like
thing is to like specialize. We're only gonna offer the things that we feel like people really, really want. Like you're not
well,
gonna go there and find some weird thing. Like no, they don't
what
have
I will
space for that.
say it is slowly turning into like one of my favorite stores because it's
I
like,
think I think it's great. I love that store from ever since I was a kid. All the things you're complaining about, I loved. I was like, oh my goodness, I get to go get the cart. Okay, and then all right, now I get to go get the groceries, and oh wow, now I get to carry the groceries. Like I was gonna carry them anyway,
how
but
old are
now
you?
I was like 12 or something. I don't
And
know.
you were excited about going to Aldi?
I was excited about going to
So
any
you got
store.
on me for being a grown ass man going to Dave and Buster's after work by myself.
Yes.
But you can be like, yeah, we're going to
Yeah, and you know
Aldi at
how
12.
much I used to love Aldi, right? When I was a kid, I used to like, oh, okay, I'm gonna return my cart. Okay, now I got my, our quarter back, and my parents used to let me keep the quarter. But I'm like, but let me look in the parking lot for any spare carts. I'm gonna return those and make an additional quarter. And now, all right, I do that a couple of times. Okay, now I have 150. Oh wait, an old woman's coming. Let me get a cart for her so she doesn't have to do it, and then give her. It was great. It was amazing. Loved it.
And they didn't want their quarters back?
No, people leave their carts all the time. I'm like, they left them constantly. People did not want their quarterback, and I'm like, these people are crazy.
That was the
I'm
whole
just
point of them
confused.
implementing it. Like,
Exactly.
hey, some old homeless man is going to steal our cart if we don't freaking, enforce
Now,
this in some way. So they were like, quarters.
now I'm very positive that the point of them enforcing was that kids would start doing their cart corralling for them,
I
and they're
think
absolutely correct.
I think it's the homeless people. I really do.
Why? The homeless
That's who
people
you
have a
see
quarter.
most of. That's
They
who
have a
you
quarter.
outside of supermarkets. That's who you see with shopping carts most of the time.
Right, but they have a quarter. Like the homeless people are not so homeless that they can't get a quarter and steal a cart.
Okay, but who is going to? Do you think they're going to use the? If I was homeless, I wouldn't be using a quarter on a shopping cart.
It's a quarter. You could find that on the floor. Yeah,
Okay, I mean, but it's
that's
yeah.
like
But
okay.
the
Would you
point I'm
spend a
trying to make
quarter?
is why would I go as a homeless man? Why would I go and get and find a quarter to steal a cart if I could just go to the nearest supermarket and steal a free one?
Okay, that's like. Would you spend a quarter on a car, or would you not spend a quarter on a car? Like that's basically what you're asking a homeless person. Like, hey, this car is a quarter. And you're like, no, no, no. I want free. I don't think they're making like. I
No,
don't think
I
they're
think
making
what
that.
you're really asking, I think what you're really asking is here's the same car, right? Car A, car B, the same car. Would you rather spend, why would you spend $5,000 more on it if you can go down the street and get the same car
Okay.
for like ten
Are you
thousand
gonna find? Are you gonna find $5,000 on the ground? That's why I'm saying like it doesn't make a
Are you
difference.
kidding me right now?
In fact, like I said, people aren't returning their
I
carts.
gotta Google this. See,
People are not
now you gotta make me use the G word.
people are not returning their carts, and so therefore they
Why
could just go there
did
and grab.
Aldi why does OD use orders for parts?
You're one of the people who have to say what they're googling
To
while they're doing.
ensure shoppers return their cart to the corral to get their quarter back, aka homeless people. And
That is not AK. I did not hear homeless people at all in the explanation.
unlike me, they're being sensitive. So they're not actually going to say it, unlike myself.
All
Uh
right.
so yeah.
So if every time you shopped at Aldi, if they increased the price of your groceries 25 cents and said you never have to worry about the cart situation again, would you be like, cool?
No,
Because
I'd
that's
be upset
essentially what's
because
happening.
there's times I go into the supermarket and didn't need a cart.
Oh, and this is even. I remember when I was a kid, even fondly, my mom was like, "Oh no, I don't have a quarter. Can you run inside and ask for change?" It was great. I was so involved in the shopping process. It was great. I loved it.
And I can't go to Dave and Buster's by myself.
You grown now, no?
You know what? I'm gonna let you live tonight. I don't have the energy to argue with you. Your least favorite store,
My least favorite store, the store that I can't stand.
is it every supermarket, not Aldi?
No, I love supermarkets in general.
I actually love supermarkets too. I wonder if it's because I'm fat.
A store I hate.
You ever wonder that? Like, is do you like supermarkets because you like food? Like,
No, no, what?
because I love to
No,
eat. You know what I mean? So,
what the heck?
what you mean?
Um,
What the heck?
it doesn't. You know what? A store I hate, and you're gonna heavily disagree with me on this one. I think
If you
I
say
really
Starbucks, I'm ending this.
no, I really like the vibe, but I think it just every single like as I'm in there and I look around, I'm like, this is an expensive place to shop and do business.
Oh, let me guess.
Go ahead, guess.
Two stores are coming to mind: Target or Kohl's.
Kohl's is expensive. I look around Kohl's and I'm like, oh
Kohl's is
yeah, this is
pretty
expensive.
pricey.
What?
I'd be right in the clearance section.
So okay, so you're in the clearance section. You're like, wow, this is pricey.
No, no,
No.
no. I'm rating the clearance section because everything else is expensive.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. No. Um,
Try to call me out like that, talking about some. I think the clearance section is expensive.
that's what I was. That's what it sounds like
Don't
you
do
were
that to
saying.
me. Don't do me.
No,
Damn.
the store I actually like can't stand, and it's a restaurant technically. Panera Bread. I'm
Oh
like,
my, that was
I
my
love
third
it.
guess. I almost said Panera, but I was like, I feel like that was just too much of a basic like response.
Sorry.
Honestly, I don't hate Panera, but I think Panera is stupid. Like, do you ever see the food they sell? Like, you know how you go to the supermarket, right? And they got frozen, like they got the frozen food that you can like just reheat. Like, it's usually like in the deli area. That's literally
Mm-hmm.
the same food they sell. Like, I don't understand what like they so you ever gone in the hospital? The food that they serve in the hospital, that's literally Panera bread. It's literally Panera bread.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
I'm
So
gonna
that, but
contact every hospital
that's
and
not
let them
my.
know.
I will tell you that's not my least favorite store. My least favorite store, honestly, see, you would think is Walmart, but I've grown to like Walmart.
Yeah.
I think the people in
I
there
haven't looked
should
up.
be. I think the people who shop in there should be better at life.
You know what?
I've grown.
Actually, I take this back. I really hate Walmart now because they won't take Apple Pay. You know what, Walmart? What the
That is
heck?
kind of ghetto because I'm
Uh
like,
huh.
you guys are one of the like biggest stores ever, and like you're just doing this on purpose. So
Exactly.
isn't it
I
like
gotta give it
isn't
to
theirs
them.
called like Walmart's like don't they have
Yes,
their own?
Walmart Pay. They have Walmart Pay.
See, now who
They're
got
trying
that?
to make that a thing.
See, no. Nobody's no.
I blame. Yeah, that's it. Walmart. I'm sorry. I
Um
forgot that fact infuriates me every single time there.
my least favorite store.
Hmm.
Hmm. Honestly, I fucking hate Family Dollar.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Oh,
it,
okay. Hold on. We're allowed to do that. I hate any dollar store that does not actually cost a dollar. I hate it.
so
Like,
you hate
hey,
all of them.
no, not actually, but like, well, now they're $1.25. But if at least like 90% of your products are not being sold for like a dollar 50, you should change the name of your store. And I think that's Family Dollar, right? Am I crazy? Family Dollar
I think
doesn't really
well
stand.
no if the one you really should be getting mad at is Dollar Tree. I mean it's owned by the same damn
That's
company.
the one. I think that's the one. I think that's the
They're
one.
the same company, so it don't matter anyway. But like Dollar Tree's the one you really should be mad at because they got everyone used to it being a. You know, I went into Dollar Tree like a couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago, and you know they got a what I think it's called Dollar and Beyond or some crazy cheesiness, and it's literally like it's stuff that's supposed to be better, but it's like obviously like $3, $4, $5, right? It doesn't even make sense. Like they got, for example, they'll have like a pack of like six like rolls of toilet paper for like $5 when you could just go and get like a pack of four for like $1 in another section, and
Yeah.
thus you can get you for the same price you can get more toilet paper if you just buy them separately. Like it's just I didn't understand the I don't know what Dollar Tree is doing, to be honest with you. Like part of me kind of wants Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and Dollar General because they're all owned by the same company. part of me wants them to just combine into one store already and call it.
Wait, are they all owned by the same company?
You didn't know that?
No, that's wild.
Yeah, they are under the same like
What?
company umbrella. Yeah.
What? Then what's just solve everything for us all really quick and name yourself one thing. Whatever.
Yeah, Family Dollar General. Perfect.
Ew, no.
And their mascot can be like
A dollar bill.
no, it can be like a bunch of like dollar bills dressed in little army like costumes. And it's like four of them because they're a family.
No, please stop.
That'd be cool,
Please stop.
right?
Please stop.
I bet you
No,
if they did that, we wouldn't be mad at $5 toilet paper. You
exactly.
know?
If they did that, everyone would be mad.
But yeah, that's my least favorite store, Family Dollar. Every Family Dollar I've ever been in has been ghetto. It's like Walmart, but imagine Walmart on the most stank day. That's Family Dollar every day. Um, it's just I can't stand Family Dollar. I don't like it. Every time I go up into the parking lot, I feel like my tires are gonna get slashed. I feel like somebody's gonna just rob me for everything that I don't have.
Mhm.
I feel like I cannot stand that store. Dollar General's up there too, but I feel like Dollar General sells a little bit more stuff than Family Dollar. But they're basically
Great.
the same store, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, Family Dollar blows. I don't freaking like Family Dollar. So yeah, there you have it. Target and Family Dollar, two stores that couldn't be any more opposite from one another for
Exactly.
obvious reasons.
For me, what are mine? Walmart as the least favorite, and the most favorite is. Do you remember?
Yeah, Barnes and Noble.
Exactly. There you go.
You know what's weird?
Yeah.
If it would have been Panera, if you would have stuck with Panera, that means your favorite would have been Barnes and Noble, and your least favorite would have been Panera, and they both have the same type of vibe.
The same
Like you
store.
can literally combine those two into one, and I don't think anyone would bat an eye. They'd be like, "This belongs, like this belongs," you know.
This is the same store. Yeah, this is the same
They
store. Put them
literally have that
together.
brown, fallish, like sad, somber vibe going on. You know, all the
Mhm.
look depressed and gay, and it's just
Why
perfect.
not?
Like they just go so well together. So one day, hopefully,
One
somebody will
day.
buy out the other.
Yes, and we can get an army of dollar bills marching.
All right, let's. Okay, I guess we got to switch to something a little bit more serious.
Oh
We
yeah.
got to come up with this topic and make everybody get all serious.
Everyone, listen. It is fall. Almost fall. The leaves are gonna start changing, and you know what else is about to start changing? Everybody's financial situation. Well, everyone who went to college's financial situation.
I do not like
Okay.
that change at all. He said it's almost oh, it's almost pretty, and so much is changing. You know what else is going to change? Your damn budget. That's what's going to change.
Your bank account. No.
So the
Mhm.
student loan chaos. So
Yes.
depending on if you're watching this or not, you probably don't have student loans.
You
Um,
might. You might not.
might have student loans. I know I definitely have student loans. I'm a grad student still, so
Yeah, you're still in school.
my shit is still piling up. Like there's no um so
Yeah, I finished school. I got my bachelor's, and now I'm being impacted by this. Because remember, okay, just a quick. Let's just remind everybody. Everybody was chilling on this. First, COVID happened, and all the student loan payments were paused for years. Right? Is that right? For like 3 years, I feel like they paused
it
all
was a
student
while,
loan
yeah.
payments.
Couple
Yeah, so like
years,
3 years they
yeah.
paused us, and then while that was paused, the president of the United States came out and said, "Hey guys, I know you have balances, but for like a vast majority of them, you're not gonna have to pay like $10,000 or $20,000. We're gonna knock that off just because we like you, just because we appreciate you. You're struggling during these hard times. We got your back." And then the Supreme Court was like, "Nah, fam, nah."
So do you feel that if that would have went through, do you think any aftermath would have happened that, like from a financial standpoint, from an economic standpoint?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And in fact, I think it would have been a severe economic well, I'm sorry. If they would have been forgiven, I feel like we wouldn't be in the situation we're currently in which the president said, "Hey everybody," he had to come out and say, "Hey everybody, during the next year, if you don't pay on your student loans, we won't report you. You know, nothing. You'll just pretend like we won't report you to the tax, not the tax, the credit reporting agencies. We won't report you." He had to say that because I actually looked this up because I remember when I thought of this topic, I saw an incredible article that just blew my mind. Um, so it says that when student loan payments resume, 56% of borrowers say they'll have to choose between paying their student loans and buying groceries. So that's 56% of people. Groceries, student loan payments.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's more than half. It's like, oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask some questions that might hit some chords.
Okay,
Gotta
ask me
be asked.
questions.
So, and I was on the phone with Zach earlier, and I just asked him this question. Like, so I'm not gonna tell y'all how much I make, but like, I feel
Hmm.
like if what I make keeps rising, and it probably will, considering I'm only in my late 20s.
Late,
What'd you say?
late mid. You're in your mid 20s. Because if you're in your late 20s, and I'm in my late 20s. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
I'm almost there. Okay. I'm in the middle.
Okay,
I'm
keep going.
kinda in the middle for a
Go
little.
ahead. Okay.
But it's probably gonna go up, right? My salary at some point, like it's gonna
Exactly.
make a bigger boost within the next like decade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could be one of those people who can like complain like, hey, student loans, blah 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 blah. Now, I
Right.
say all that to ask this.
Uh-huh.
Like, do you think that, and again, I'm not letting colleges off the hook either. Like, um, and I'm gonna get to them in a second. You know what? Yeah. I'll hold on that thought for a sec. But do you think that some people like their majors are just like their fields just they just don't they're just not like lucrative enough
Yes.
to because like college, and now this is why I'm gonna hop on colleges. Colleges don't care about what your
What
major
it is.
is,
Yeah, they don't
like
care.
at all. They ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you like, hey, listen, you ain't finna make nothing after you graduate with this major. Sorry.
Right.
They
Okay,
not
they
gonna
don't.
they don't say that. They just say, yeah, anyway, here's your roommate.
Yeah.
You know?
But the thing is, they don't tell you, but as part of you picking a major, you please tell me you looked into this, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah, of course. You should. And
no, well, I don't know. I don't think people do. I'm sorry. And it could be poor major selection. I think people just say, "Oh, you know what I really want to do? Art. I'm just going to become an artist." No, you know what I really want to do? Because like I've known people, I've met a lot of people in college. I've known people who graduated with an advanced degree in political science, and no, I don't ever want to go to Washington D.C. Why would I want to do that? Oh,
oh yeah,
dang.
you told me that story. That's a
Mhm. And yeah, exactly. And I know people who graduated with an art degree and it's like I can't find work, and I'm like, yeah, and people who graduated with like a geology degree who are like, I'm gonna make $45,000 for the rest of my life, and I'm like, oh my
I've
god, oh
yeah,
my gosh, and they're like, isn't that great? And I'm like, what is what?
yeah, and
No.
I've heard stories of like people being teachers and
Uh-huh.
they're not teaching right now because they want to work for their current school district that they live in. And because they can't find anything in there, they're not willing to go to the next town over. They're not willing to go, you know, you're not willing to go to the next state over. They're just not doing it. They're just not. they're not teaching. Like they're just doing something completely something else, something different. And it's
Right.
bonkers. It's like, why would you want to sit? So I bring all that up because I don't want to put the blame completely on the government. I don't want to put it completely on the colleges because I don't think you
There is some element
there is
of
blame.
personal
I'm just saying I
yeah.
don't think you should be going to college for something ridiculous and then turn around and get mad at everybody else because you can't afford your student loan payments. Like it's like, bro, what did you
Also,
think
okay.
was going to
Also,
happen?
also think about this. The government knew when they loaned this money to you what your major was. That wasn't like a surprise to them either. They knew you were
You
going to be an
knew
art
what
major.
your major was. Come
Exactly.
on.
Both of you knew, and I think both of you have a responsibility to mitigate that. And so
Yeah.
are you gonna have a major like maybe the government should implement like, hey, we're gonna give you less money if you decide to go into something that does not historically have a high return. I'm not saying the arts are bad. I love the arts, I love music, but I know people going to get their master's degree in playing the flute. And I'm like, I don't think the return is there for you.
You know somebody who please tell me you being over dramatic.
No, I'm dead serious. What do you mean? No, you know this person too. We've talked about this person before. Maybe you can't think of them right now, but we've had a conversation about this person, and I'm like, I don't think the return is there. Like, please
You
stop.
don't think.
I mean, okay, I don't want to. Maybe they'll become the best conductor ever. They'll be. I don't think the return is there.
And you know what? That's really my issue with like some
Mhm.
art majors too. Because like art's beautiful. Art is great. Art is necessary. I don't think people realize how much art touches. But like I feel like art is not that in demand to the point where like you are going to be financially comfortable. And I feel like you're going to have to work your ass off in order for you to get there. There's some majors that you just simply don't have to do that, you know?
Exactly. Okay, and to bring it back to like earning potential, it's the number of people who are saying that they'll have to choose between rent, groceries, like necessities, and student loan payments are it goes up if you're making less. So people who graduated and make under $50,000, 70% of them say, "Hey, not surprising that I can't afford this." So it goes up from 56% to 70%, which is, hey,
Wait, say
I'm
that
making
again?
less money.
Say that again?
So 56% of people um, say they'll have to choose between student loan payments
Yeah, but then
or
I thought I'm sorry, I
but
thought I heard you
70
throw a salary in.
yeah 70% of
Oh,
people making under 50K say they'll have to make that same decision.
oh, girl,
So it goes up if you make less, obviously.
why did they even waste their time asking those people that? They knew what the answer was going to be. Come on now. Less than
Well,
50,000?
okay, hold on. I think maybe your bias is showing. The average household income is for a whole household now. I think that's like what 55,000. So yeah, in America, that's like the average household income for a whole household. That means two people together. So
Let me look that up. Are you serious?
yes, the average household income is very small.
Average household income in US. I'm it says 70,000. What is you talking about?
Median, sorry, median. You want to look up a median. You don't want to look up an average because
Oh,
that's skewed.
median. 70,000 still coming up. It says national median household income is $70,784, according to the most recent U.S. Census Bureau current population survey data for 2021. So,
Okay, maybe it's 70. I don't think it is, but maybe it is 70,000. I would have to look
so
at
you
that.
telling me
Maybe,
NerdWallet is wrong?
maybe,
Actually, wait a
possibly.
minute. I'm sorry. This is directly from the census.gov. Yeah.
Really? Because I'm looking. Well,
Yeah, here, let me drop the link in
since
the little
I'm
chat thing.
okay.
Yes.
I'm also looking at. Oh yeah. Wait, that's population. I hope you're not looking at the same thing I'm looking at. That's population. Why did that come up?
Well, I just sent you the link, so if that's what you got, then maybe I am wrong. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. One of us is right. No, I'm literally looking at it right now on the U.S. government website. 58,232, 2017.
Okay, I hate to be that guy, but both of them are terrible. Like I don't even
Hey,
want. I don't even
whoa,
want to
whoa,
argue.
whoa!
What?
I
What?
don't think I don't think people agree with you. I don't think people
Seventy
agree.
thousand. I mean, 70,000 between two people. That's
That is not terrible. Okay.
between two people, a household. Two people. You
Hmm.
don't think?
This is very strange. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, it is. Well, it takes us back to that same point of no matter which way you slice it, most people, most individuals in a household are not making $50,000. They're making significantly less. Even if it's that 70 number, that's then what is that? $70,000 for two people? That's that's not that's what 35K per person. Yikes.
So,
Um,
so what do you think that is?
I think.
What do you in your perfect world?
Hmm.
If something can happen tomorrow, right? Because we're
Yeah,
not going to sit here and say, "Oh, this is what I think the government should do." I'm not even going to go through that down that lane. But in the perfect world, what would you want to wake up to tomorrow? And this is what
we
you
all agreed on, right? All
think.
right. I think historically we have a major problem with the people who took loans that they can't pay, and of course they did take these loans, so they should pay them. But at the same time, I think that the government overnight, what the government should do is, well, I'm sorry, we're not going to say what the government should do, but overnight, I think what individuals need to do is start making drastic changes and cutting back. And what the government needs to do to help them is maybe realize that they've made some not wise decisions to who to lend to. And I think actually, the repayment plan that Biden put forward, which is if you're making less than a certain amount of money, your payments can be just zero, and until you start making more money, and the government's going to cover that interest that you would have accrued. I think that's a pretty good stopgap. I'm not saying that what we have right now is perfect, but that's only for the things that have already happened. Going forward, everyone should research their major, make sure the return is there, and the government or whoever's signing loans, even these you know colleges, should be like, hey, the return is not there for your major, so we're not going to offer you as much money. It just doesn't make sense to offer a doctor and a underwater basket weaver the same amount of money to pursue their major, pursue their dreams. Like, yes, all dreams are equally valid, but hey, if your dream is not historically worth it, you should it should be more difficult to be in that situation where it's like, yeah, I'm maxed out and I can't do anything else. I don't know. What do
So
you?
I
Mm-hmm.
kind of agree with you. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't think that one, I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't cancel anything. What I would do is I would make it so that it does not matter how late you are, your student loan payments do not pop up on your. It does not make a negative impact on your credit score.
Really, I feel
I
like a
won't.
lot of people would just stop paying if you did something that drastic. They just stop paying. They're like, I don't care. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
what's the negative thing that could happen to you?
I
I
mean,
mean,
well, the positive is it does have a positive impact if you pay it. I mean, it just doesn't destroy your credit if you don't pay.
you can only do one or the other. You can either say, hey, they're paying everything, it's cool, or you can say, hey, they're not
Okay,
paying
okay,
everything.
how about this? How about this? How about we kind of do what they're doing now, which is throw some type of income in, like, hey, if you make a certain amount of money, it doesn't impact we encourage you to make your payment, but it won't impact your credit score in a negative way.
Also, though,
So
you
if you're
have to.
making six figures, I don't want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
I want that payment every 15th of every month for the next 20 years. You know,
Well, okay, it's funny that you mentioned that, but because I like this thing says even this article uh on NBC uh said that even people who make six figures, 45% of them say they still will have to choose between groceries or making their student loan payments.
45% of
And
them
I
are being cheap. They are fine.
well, no, hold on. I was like really shocked by that, but then I
How about your
realized if you
groceries,
make
man?
if you make six figures, you probably had to go to school for a lot longer, and you might have your master's or like a doctorate, in which case your payments are even more, like even higher.
That's not
And so
well.
now it's kind of a little bit. It
Uh,
makes more sense.
I feel like being a doctor or a lawyer is the only thing that really would demand extra schooling, like what would say, extra schooling.
Okay, but I mean, as someone who's like, so you're telling me when you went back to school, it didn't demand extra school. You chose it for fun,
Who me?
or no? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I just did it for a resume. Thron, I'm in the computer science. I'm in the computer science field. I don't need to I don't need to go
Okay, that's
fifth, six
well, that's why
years,
I didn't go
six
back to.
years.
Okay, that's all I gotta say. That's why I didn't. Well, okay,
I did it
never
for like
mind.
a resume booster type thing, and to learn more because why not?
Okay, you didn't do what I think a lot of people are actually gonna do, and I think their workaround is gonna be, oh, when I'm in school, I don't have to make payments, so I'm
That
just
is
gonna stay in
true.
school.
And don't get me wrong, that was definitely on my mind. It was on my mind. It was. But I ain't finna be 60 up in there with some damn 18-year-olds, talking about some did you take notes? I'm not I'm not gonna be doing it. So the point I'm trying to make is that it benefits me now because it naturally benefits me, but it's most certainly something I don't think you should be doing purposely to avoid going there.
I think people are going to. They're gonna be like, well, they want me to go back to school. That's what I'm hearing. You're gonna be like, that's not what they're saying. Because guess what? The government will just let them go back to school. You owe us $50,000, and there's no prospects of you possibly paying. But come on, you want more? We'll give you more. Like,
The
come
other thing I would do going forward is I would also this is where I would want the government to get involved. I would start like capping off some of these tuition costs. I mean, there's
that's a good
some
point.
there. Let's forget tuition for a second. Do you see the cost of residency at some of these colleges? I mean, they put your child is 18, giddy as hell to leave the house, and they just put them in this piece of shit. Like, I mean, we're talking about semi projects here, like freaking
Yes,
traditional
terrible.
dorms where, I
And
mean,
charge them crazy money.
crazy. I mean, like stupid shit happens on the weekends. People, sexual assaults and all this crazy stuff, and people get themselves in trouble. Meanwhile, you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for this. Both you and or your child is paying thousands and thousands of dollars for this. And look, we're talking about, and I'm not even talking about tuition right now. Right now, I'm just talking about the extra stuff. You pay all this money for meal cost. Meals suck, you know. You pay all this. My school and most schools do this. They make you pay for like parking and whatnot, which I think is stupid. Um, but like even though like the stuff that has nothing to do with your learning is
Hmm.
expensive. And then you throw in tuition. Now, mind you, I've had some professors that straight up sucked. I mean, when I say sucked, I mean sucked. Like there's no I think I there is literally no mercy. I think they are awful, you know. And every time I finish the semester, I'm like, holy crap, I just paid all this money to this guy to be the worst, I should say, acting version of a professor, this guy or woman. And
Hmm.
it's sad. I think we should start capping off these tuition costs. I think we should start doing things a little bit more financially realistic, you know? I don't think that, 30, 40, 50,000 for just tuition. We didn't even talk about residency. We just talk about tuition. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think shoving my 18-year-old, in 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old into like some piece of crap freaking dorm room. I mean, that's probably molded, has no damn AC, has no freaking heat, but yet I'm paying damn near the amount of the freaking tuition. And it's like, again, that's not realistic. And you're taking advantage of these kids because I know most kids come out of high school and they wanna dip. They ready to go. They got a great excuse to go. You know,
Mm,
some of them go to school for something they really don't even need to go to school for in order to learn.
exactly. Yeah, they just
You
want to
know?
go so badly.
So
I
that's one thing I would hope the government does do in the future, whether if they forgive student loans or not. Stop allowing these colleges to charge us all this damn money. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think education has gotten the most expensive it's ever been right now, and it's only looking to get more expensive in the future. So it's like,
Everything is the most expensive it's ever been. We are unfortunately alive to see all the records broken. Cars are the most
interesting.
expensive they ever been. Bread is the most expensive it's ever been. Everything is expensive.
Eggs,
Okay.
eggs, well, was, but yeah.
So,
Uh,
but yeah, that's
it's a
my
shame.
opinion on it.
I think you're absolutely right. These companies, I will say, no, these schools, these higher education domains know what they're doing. They know they have. Oh, here, sign this, sign right here on the dotted line, and not get kicked out and made fun of by all your friends. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. That's crazy. Um,
All right, the last one I want to talk about. Um,
yeah, last topic.
so I mentioned earlier that I have kind of in the middle of jobs here. Um, so this kind of touches on me a little bit. Should you accept a counteroffer from your job? And if not, why and why? That's it right there. And then what
Why
should
and
be the
why?
circumstances that it should be accepted under? Um, should you go first or shall I?
I'll go first.
Okay, I
I
feel like you
have.
always go first, right? No,
Go
I mean
ahead.
I don't
No, go
care.
ahead.
I'm just saying.
Pop off. No,
No,
it's all up
see,
to you
that's why
now.
I didn't want to say nothing because then it makes it seem like I want to.
Yep. Now it's
I
done.
was just making an
Too
observation.
late. Too late. Go ahead.
I hate when people do that. I can't stand it. All right. Should I accept a counter offer from your job?
You
Well,
know what? I'm going first. Anyway,
you know what?
no,
Rude.
I'm kidding. Well, you say you didn't want to go
Go
first.
ahead. Go.
All right. So I think you should. In some certain, I think it depends on what the counter offer is. Obviously, if you're in a position where your job is willing to make a counter offer to keep you, it's because you present a tremendous value to them, and they don't want to lose you. Um, However, there's two arguments to that of you knew I presented this tremendous value and you weren't willing to pay me it. So like what the heck? You didn't even like, especially if I think it depends on your manager, your relationship to your manager. Have they, have you mentioned, hey, I would like a raise? And then they said no. And then you're like, okay, I'm leaving. And then they said, here's all this money. Um, that's a different conversation than if you say, hey, I would like a raise, here's a raise. Hey, I would like a raise, here's a raise. Hey, I'm thinking about leaving because I'm not making enough. They're like, whoa, what was going on with our, conversations about these raises? You should have been more aggressive. I have been in that position where they're like, well, you should have been more aggressive in our negotiations if you're thinking about leaving because you're not getting paid enough. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to be. We had this conversation. I was like, I'm not getting paid enough. And you're like, here's this little tiny bump. And I'm like, I've been in this position. So they're like, here's this little tiny bump. And I'm like, okay, when's my next one? And they're like, here's this tiny bump. And I'm like, hello, this is not enough. Um, yeah, this is not enough. And then I'm like, oh, I would like to leave. And they're like, well, here's all this money not to leave. I'm like, so this is how I got uh, convinced to take a counter offer from my job. And I did take that counter offer. And do I regret it? I don't think I regret it. I think it was the right move for me at the time. In hindsight, I feel like no matter what I've done, no matter what I would have done, I would have worked out. It would have worked out okay. Um, so I think there's an element of comfortability, like comfort associated with your current job. Hey, you're gonna get paid to do the exact same thing that you're currently doing. That's really comfortable, basically. You just get paid more to do the same thing you're currently doing versus the unknown factor of you're starting at this new job. You don't know what their requirement, what their expectations of you are going to be, what their requirements, what their managers like, what their coworkers are like. You have no idea, and you have to throw yourself into that deep end. I think it all comes down to just weigh the total benefits package that both companies are offering you. Like this one job may have excellent healthcare. It may have excellent, childcare services. It may have all these other benefits that you're not even considering, and you should think about that before you look for another one. Like I know there's some houses that give, some jobs that give you a housing stipend. Like here's some money to find a place to live. You have to consider all like jobs that pay for your mileage and stuff. You have to consider all of that when you're comparing them, not just, oh well, this job says X amount, this job says X amount plus 1,000, I should go for that one. No, so
Okay.
I think it's those two things, like compare the all of those things. And I think that the job that is offering you to leave should be offering you significantly more to leave than to stay. So if your current job comes close to or matches it, and you think that your job is not going to be secure because of how big the increase is, then I don't think you should take it. If it's like a small increase and your current job is willing to match it, I would say go ahead, probably take it.
Um, so for me, I think it depends on the offer, really. I mean, like I think it's a factor of two things. One, the offer, and two, why you're leaving in the first place. Because if why you're leaving is the job itself, I mean, they wasting their time doing the counter offer, right? Because you're trying to get out. I mean, they could probably pay you way more than what you got offered from this new place, but it's not going to matter because you want out, right?
All right.
So, um, but I still think it depends on what the offer is. I will say that if the offer is just strictly salary based, I don't know if you should take it because you could just simply give me that. Why do like why
With
do
this
I
whole
have
back
to
and forth.
threaten you to leave in order for you to give me something like
Well,
it's like you're
also
not a believer until someone else believes in me. You know.
okay. Also, I think it's a whole different conversation when you're negotiating with a small, medium size, and large company. If it's a small, tiny company, it's a different conversation than it's like, listen, I know you got 3 million in your bank account. What are you talking about? Why are we fighting over $1,000 raise? What?
Oh well, okay, but it goes back to saying like I think it depends on the offer. I mean, sometimes it's not money. Maybe the offer would be like, work from home. Maybe it's like, hey, I'm giving you the option to get paid the same amount as this new place, um, do the same job, but there's another benefit that doesn't that revolve around salary, such as work from home, or maybe more days off,
Right,
like that.
right.
And in
But
situations,
I only think I think small and medium sized companies can offer you that, but a large company probably can't offer you that. They probably have like strict rules about like you have to get an X amount of increase at X amount, X amount of days have to pass before your last raise before you can ask for a new one and X amount. Like
okay,
I've seen this
but
whole
that's
thing.
just
Mhm.
but at that point, we're already at the offer. The offer's already been given. So all that
Right, but they
crap
might
about
say,
this, but they already,
yeah,
they already offered it already at this point. So
right, right.
if they're that said large company that can't do it, then they're never going to offer you that.
No, no, no. They offered you a counter offer, but it might not match the offer that you received. Like, say your offer is for 50,000 at this at your new job, and they counter offer you, well, 48. Sorry, we can't. It's against company policy to offer you 50 because of it's too large of an increase or whatever. That might be an example. And what do you do in that scenario? Do you just say straight up no? Well, no. You still have to weigh your options. And
I
hey, does that
I
company
wouldn't.
policy make
Well,
sense?
I mean, you're telling me. First of all, okay. I mean, obviously, we're at that point. I know this is just a scenario, but like,
Mhm.
I mean, let's if we're gonna dive into that scenario, I think it's bullshit. I mean, you really fighting me over an extra $2,000? You
Yeah. Well,
come on now, you know.
bigger companies have like like they can take more, like they have more strict rules. Sorry, because it looks like favoritism if they offer you that extra $2,000 and then offer the last person the extra $2,000. Do you get that? You
I
know what I'm
mean, I
saying?
guess. But again, this goes back to this is why it really depends on the offer, and it depends on the.
Yeah, it does. It's very dependent on the offer, and I think it's up to every individual person to decide. Like, hey, because there is a chance, and I think if you ever accept a counter offer, there's a pretty high chance that at some point you're going to be looking to like possibly lose your job because they think they can get someone who can do it cheaper, and they
So
just had someone who was doing it cheaper.
if
So
if I had to, if I had to cut this answer down to short, I would say, and you were twisting my arm, and I had to give you a yes or no question, yes or no answer. I would say you should. Uh, I would say you shouldn't accept the counter offer because nine times out of, for me at least, I feel like 9 times out of 10, the counter offer is salary, and it's. I mean, I don't like the fact that you have to basically wait until I find something else to say, hey, we're finally about to give you this extra money you've been wanting, you know.
it's
Like,
insulting. It is very much
um,
insulting.
now back to the last question is why well that's my answer as to why, but like what should be the circumstance that it should be accepted? I think when it's something that doesn't have to completely do with salary, if it's something like, and again, I think it really does depend on why you want to leave in the first place. If you just want to leave this place because the new job is, let's say your current job takes you like 2 hours to get there or an hour and a half or something, and this new job is 10 minutes from your house, then perhaps maybe they say, well, we like you enough to offer you this exclusive work from home opportunity. That I think is a great reason to,
That's true. That's a great reason.
you know. So again, I think it depends on the circumstance. And yeah, that's how I feel about that.
It absolutely depends on the circumstance. I think you're completely right. And everyone has to make their own decision. And I don't think we're gonna come to a like if you had to twist my arm and say it'd be like, should you stay at your current job? I think my answer would be no, because you were looking for a new job. So there's something there. You should probably not stay at your current job because more than likely there was something there that made you really unhappy. And unless their counter offer fixes that, then you shouldn't take it. And if it could have been, hey, they're simply not paying me enough. I need to be paid twice as much. If they counter offer twice as much, maybe you should consider it. But if it doesn't solve your underlying issue with the job, don't take it.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, most of the time,
It could be money, but it's not
it,
always money.
well, I know I sound like a broken record, but it really does depend on this circumstance and the situation you've been presented with. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna end this on a pet peeve. So, because it is the middle of the damn week, and I want to do nighttime stuff before bed. I'm gonna end up with
Okay.
a pet peeve though.
You
Uh,
know,
should I end this with a pet peeve or should I end this with a fun question? Which one?
you could end it with a fun question. I want to end it with an interesting fact.
Why?
Why? Because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, but if you know an interesting fact, it's gonna open a whole conversation that Like,
That's the same thing as a random question. You know what? Ask a random question. Go ahead. Fun question.
oh,
Go ahead.
never mind.
You don't like yours. What?
I said never
You
mind.
don't like... What do you mean? Never mind.
I won't. Never mind.
Okay. You have a pet peeve then?
I have a pet peeve. You want a pet peeve, or you want me to do? Okay. All right. I'll do the pet peeve.
You just said never mind. Okay.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve. Well, not the biggest, but one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when you honk at someone for doing something stupid on the road and they flip you off for it. Um, it's not my
What?
damn fault that you don't know how to drive. You should be thankful that I woke you up at the light when it was green and you stood there on your phone.
Whoa.
Um,
Whoa. I thought you were actually talking about a mistake that someone made. No. What? You
that
honk at
is
people who. That is not a mistake. What?
what do you staring at your phone when the light's green when you should be going is not a mistake.
You can go whenever you want to.
You can't be fucking serious.
Where's your patience?
You
You can go whenever you want to. You're
good.
gonna honk the horn at
Good night,
somebody and force them.
everybody. It was so nice talking to every last one of you
Oh
with
my god!
an amateur
No,
podcast. Heavy on
I
the
can't
amateur,
believe you just said that.
apparently. Heavy on
I
the
cannot.
because my podcast partner here thinks that it's perfectly fine to be at the green light.
I no, I would never. Okay, I don't like to rush people because you're gonna force them to make a dumb thing. Like now, when you honk the horn, they're gonna be like, "Oh shoot, let me put down my phone," and they're
You're
gonna
not
immediately
forced.
take
You
off
don't have
without
to
looking.
force them to do anything because they already doing something stupid. You
They
play
are, but
first
now
of
you're gonna
all,
make
keep
them
the
do
eyes on
something
the road.
reckless. You're gonna make them do something reckless.
I ain't finna miss the damn light because you are on your phone. Sorry, buddy.
Stop being impatient. Just wait. Like,
Are you
calm
kidding
down.
me right now? Are you joking?
No,
Uh,
no.
Good night. Good night, y'all.
What
Thank
do
you
you
for calling
mean?
amateurs.
What the
Whatever.
heck?
Thank you for the amateur hour,
Whatever.
or whatever this is called. Sit back and say that with a straight face.
I mean it dead seriously. I don't think you should honk your horn and rush people at a green light.
My
Not at
guy,
under
I'm
any
about to miss all my
circumstance.
appointments at the same damn time because you aren't going when the light is green. You know
You're
what?
gonna miss all of your point. You're gonna be
You know what
1 minute, maybe
happened?
possibly later to your destination. Come on, you
Okay,
should have left
I'm going to end
early.
this on this note. If you did that during your driver's test, do you pass? Do you go home with your license that day?
Get on your phone? No, you can't get on your phone.
I'm forget the phone. If the light is green and you stand there, you just put the car, just place that thing in park, and you just sit there.
Park.
Are you
Okay.
leaving with your license that day or not?
No, you'll get some points off, but yes, you could still possibly
I'll
pass
rest
the
my
test. It's not
case.
like you
Good
hit
night.
something.
Good night, everybody, and
What?
thank you for
You
Amateur
get points off. You
Podcast.
don't.
This
So
has been
no, this
Thaddeus
is
and
crazy.
Duran.
This
We
is
love you all,
crazy. Okay, we're gonna probably have this conversation again
and
later
have.
on.
I'll tell you the same damn thing. I'm telling you. I cannot
And
believe.
I'm gonna tell you crazy. Wow.
You know how much
Okay.
credibility you just lost. How can
What
you
do you
do that?
mean?
You are really trying to sit here and say if the light was green, I should. No one
Don't
should.
honk your horn. Just wait for them to go. Of course they're gonna go. Like what?
No, but that's the thing. They don't go. I've literally seen people
They
sit
don't. Go. They're
there.
gonna
Until
sit
I
there at
see
their phone for another 10 minutes. No, come on
if
now.
I don't beep the horn, they will.
And no, they will not.
Oh,
You're just being impatient. It's gonna take them another 15 seconds maybe to realize.
15.
Come
I
on now.
feel like the average light is 15 seconds long. 15?
I don't. I don't think so.
Go-
Maybe 5 seconds.
I got
Just
a pizza with my name on it. I got a cheese Danish with my name.
okay. I got dinner. I got dinner to eat. So I will also sign off on this one. I can't believe what I just heard. But
You
you guys take care and enjoy and drive safely.
beep extra
Don't
hard
hurry to your
when the
next
light is
destination.
green and you ain't somehow going. Beep real hard.
Don't hurry to your destination. Don't be in a rush at all times, guys.
When the light is green, go.
That's also true. Drive safely, everyone. And
Drive, drive with common sense, everyone.
yes, and we will talk to you next week.
We will talk to you, hopefully not at a green light, right, Duran? Next week. Thank
All
you
right.
and good night.
Good night.